Cool. Hello chat. Let's say chat here, yes.
Hello.
Hey. We do coding today. We love coding.
Yeah. Teaching me.
Yes. Doing Unity and Snake. And I'm supposed to do an afternoon stream, but no evening stream.
Dr. Dayton said
hello
hi.
Dayton. So I feel like it's probably gonna be like too much streams in one day to do an evening show tonight, so I might only do 2 streams. But I might also just do it anyway, you know? I like streaming. Streaming's fun.
Streaming is fun, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The evening shows are actually getting pretty good. So I'm like tempted to get rid of the afternoon show and just do like only evening instead. If I just do like every day a morning show and an evening show, you know? But
I mean, you're the streamer, you can choose.
I know, but I don't know what I want. I have so many options. Actually, I'll probably have to get my second monitor up. Give me a second. I need to be able to see what you're up to. Cable plugged into here.
Dr. Dayton said show us your passport.
Dayton's asking for the passport. He's not getting it. I would never.
Easy. Just ask them the password.
If only. Okay. I will have your stream up on my second monitor. Okay. Alright, you ready? Actually, my Unity is still loading. Okay, whilst it's all loading up, I can do a little bit of what we're going to be doing today. I have my list. I need to get that up. It's like pretty well lined up with what we'll be doing. Notepad up. Okay, so the next thing we're going to be working on is making the body. Do you know what a prefab is?
No.
Okay, so and you remember what a game object is?
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, good. So quite often in games you have like hundreds of the same game object, and they're all like pretty much identical. And so with these, instead of having 100 individual game objects, you can instead have one prefab which you clone like 100 times. That's also a pretty good way of saving data if you want to not have it in your game and then put it in later on without doing the full loading. My music's too loud. So, we are going to make a singular body part, and then we are going to clone it every time the body gets longer. We're also, the way we're going to be doing it, the body won't actually move. So we're not going to save any inputs or get to actually move towards the head. It is, when the head moves forwards, it will leave a clone of the body behind. And then that clone will just stay in that exact same space for a set amount of time. What else are we doing? Delta time, got rules. Yeah, we'll do raycasts. That'll be fairly easy. Okay, so we have. Let me show my stream. Desktop. We have our head, and we need to give this a body. So we're gonna make a new 2D object, sprite square, and this is going to be our body. God, I need music. Well, I like too fast music, but the other one's like too slow, you know?
Yeah.
But the cat chords. Cat chords is always good. Okay, so this body we're actually not keeping it, so it doesn't matter too much about the specifics of this one square. We'll rename it to body. And we're going to add a component. We are going to give it a body script. Yeah, I'll just put body 2 on mine. And we are giving script to set body. I do have my old one up, which I will have a little sneak peek at. Okay, so that is head movement at the moment, which isn't the one we want. So body 2, electric boogaloo. I'll take a little sneak peek at my previous one. That's the head movement. I actually don't have the body saved there. I'll do it here. So, I mean, this is the final script I used on the one I did before, so it's going to be like very, very quick. So, what we're doing is we are giving it a variable called. We're doing a float variable which will be the destroy time. Destroy time. And another one which is destroy time progress. Yeah. And you remember delta time.
Yeah, I remember the time.
My headphones are a little bit scuffed. Oh, what did you say?
I do remember you explaining it.
Good, good, good. So, we're just doing these variables again. We are just doing we are setting destroy time to be real now. Actually, we can probably set it to 0 if we want. But no, I don't think we need to set either of them. They'll both just start at 0. And then every frame we will take destroy time progress, and we are going to add time.delta time to it. Good. And then if the destroy time progress is greater than destroy time, we can do greater or equal to, but we'll just do greater than because why not? So new method from the UT engine is literally just destroy. Is it capitalized? it is capitalized. So we are doing the destroy method, and within the script you can do this, like literally the word this, to refer to the script on the game object. And then from that script you can do dot game object to then get which game object the script is attached to. And that's basically all the code we need for that, I believe. Oh, okay, there's one error here, but we'll fix it later because it makes more sense to do it later.
Okay.
So we save that, we put it into the thing. Then contain the definition of game object. That is capitalization. Let's see what you're up to. I see what you've done.
Am I supposed to like write them big or
Write them big.
like delta time and stuff, or like what is wrong?
So, again, where are you getting delta time from? Look at the source of your delta time. Like you're getting delta time as a property of something else. But what is that something else?
My brain stopped. I don't know.
Okay. So, at the moment you have destroy time.delta time, meaning you are trying to get delta time as a property of destroy time. I forgot
Yeah.
word. But destroy time is just a float which you have created, meaning it only has the properties of a float, which does not include delta time. Like, there are things you can do to floats, just because it is a float, but delta time isn't stored within the float. Delta time is stored as part of the Unity engine.time, which for you is just time. So you've got destroy time when you actually just want time.
So should I remove every destroy?
No. Only when you're getting the delta time from it. So line 13.
Here or here?
Second one.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to get you to actually understand why we're doing that. You were trying to do destroy time dot delta time. That's what you're trying to get. Destroy time is just a float which you have created. So, float you have created. We can actually have a little look at the Unity API if you want. Unity float. Then API for float. Maybe. Okay, this might be too basic. That's definitely a way of getting it, but like float, you've created it. As part of the Unity engine library, it has a property called time, and that contains a whole load of other stuff. You can take a look at what else it has. So, Unity time, scripting API time. So, right, have you seen the scripting API?
No.
Okay, it's very complicated and takes a while to understand, at least it did for me, but it does make sense when you get used to it. I'll send you a link on Discord. Actually, I can just put it in your Twitch chat, that's faster. There you go. So, basically, every property here is a property of time. So the only one we are using is delta time at the moment, but any single one of these you can get from the time property of Unity Engine. So that would be, it's like here we've got capture delta time, so we could do time.capture delta time there, and that would be a legitimate bit of information we can get. So again, we're only using delta time from this, but the actual the time thing itself, I believe it's a class, yeah. The time class is a property of the Unity engine. So, I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Like this is a float. This is a property of the Unity engine. Like these are two entirely separate things, even though they have similar names.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But getting delta time from destroy time is just not a property that it has. But the Unity engine time has all the information of time, which is why we can get delta time and any other time property listed in the API from it. But I mean, pretty much everything within the time class cannot be gotten from anything else. So, that's why we need that. Anyway, does your code run now? So again, line 17. You're using destroy time, which is a float, and you're trying to use it as a method, which it is not. The method name that you actually want is destroy with a capital D. And destroy is a method within the Unity engine, and will destroy whatever you put in the brackets. But again, destroy time is just a float you have created and does not have that property. Yeah, that should be good now. I'll let you do this one. I get the impression you're a little bit tired at the moment. Maybe we'll do like a recap at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perhaps we could like wait, let me Google what it means in English.
Maybe morning shift's not the best time to be learning new things. Eftentrag.
It says booklet entry. I've tried to make one from your last stream and somehow
Like, notes?
yeah, like the notes you make in class that your teacher makes you do.
Okay. I can probably help you make one, just get the highlights in. I'd probably end up doing it myself because I know what it's
I
actually
could do
best.
it.
But we can do one of those. Yeah. What do you think your error is here?
It says the body code does not contain the definition of game object. So
And what line?
17 here.
Yep. So what do you think that means?
I think it doesn't get what I mean with game object, perhaps.
True, you're correct. And why would it not do that?
A good question.
Okay. You want me to tell you?
Yeah, please.
Here's capitalization. The capitalization on game object is different depending on the context, but in this case it's a lowercase g.
So game is written small and object starts with like big.
It depends where you're using it. Unity is really bad for the for consistent capitalization, but in this
That's
case it is lowercase g. But if you're ever expecting something to have a property and it's saying that it doesn't have it, like 90% of the time it's just a capitalization mistake.
Alright.
Nice, that one? Yeah, I compiled. We can do a quick test just to show that this works. So we are going to take our body and we're going to just put it somewhere which isn't the head. Good. And then in our code, we are going to set the destroy time to a certain amount. I'll call it 3. And then if we run that and we've done it correctly, then 3 seconds after we hit play, the body should destroy itself. But it's always good to check these things, because sometimes it won't. I'm fairly certain this one will, but sometimes it won't. Yeah.
Alright.
Nice. I'm assuming yours worked, I didn't actually see it properly. Nice, so we have now got a body which destroys itself. What we are going to do is we are going to save this as a prefab. because it's basically done at this point. The rest of the code will do on the actual head. So in Unity, to save as a prefab, you click on the body from the scene and you literally drag it into your assets. And then it adds your body as an asset. And at this point we can delete the original and it will stay there. Worth noting, I do have the old stuff in my asset folder still. I'll hide that away. So you now have your body game objects prefab in the asset folder. So what we can do now is if we get our head script and we go click on that, and then okay, do you know what instantiating is?
No.
Okay, so instantiating is when you make a copy of an object. In this case, we are going to be making copies of our prefab. It can be any object you use for this, it doesn't have to be a prefab. But for us, we are taking the prefab that we just made and we are instantiating that. So, we need to be able to assign that game object to a variable within our head script. You can also do this as two separate scripts, but I like to keep stuff together. So here we are going to declare a game object variable, which I have to check whether that's wait, which one is which? This is the old one. So we are declaring a game object. Yeah, there it is. And this is with a capital G. The other one was with a lowercase g. This is with a capital G. If you're wondering why they're different, I have no idea, and I really hate that they are, because it seems inconsistent. So we'll call this game object the body prefab. Now, you can assign this in the code, but it's a bit of a pain in the ass. So instead, what we are going to do is we are going to declare this game object as a public variable. Now, there's different types of variables you can have. The public one can be accessed by literally everything. Like, if it's labeled as public, it's just available for any other bit of code to see. So if you want to interact with a script from outside of itself, then the public one is very useful, and that can go behind any variable type. So we could do a public float if we wanted. By default, I believe they are private, which means, I dare to write that down, but it means that things from outside of its own code cannot access it, which I believe they're all set to that by default. There are, however, ways to get around that. So, then there's also the protected. Actually, I'm not sure if this even has it. It does have it. So protected is basically the same as private, but with more safeguards against it being tampered with from the outside. The only one you're really going to need for Unity at least is public. By default, everything is private, I believe. I might be wrong. And you don't need to care about protected. So the only one left for you to actually use is public. So we're going to save that, and we're going to go to the Unity editor. And what you should see is, because it's a public variable and anything can edit it, then Unity Editor will see that and will display it in the inspector as something you can interact with. So if you click on your head and then in the inspector under your code, you will now have the body prefab option.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And you can literally just drag and drop your body prefab into that. Or you can click the thing on the right and select it manually. But
420 Mr. Cheddar said hey.
hey Cheddar, we're teaching internet how to do code. Okay,
Hello.
that looks good. So this variable is now our prefab. So what we are going to do, we're going to put this right before the movement occurs. Actually, I guess, right, we could probably put it at the start. So we only move when the move progress has progressed by a certain amount. Meaning, we only want to move after the move time progress is greater than the move time. Or at least we only want to add the body in. And then, before it moves, we're gonna instantiate a copy of the body in the position that we're currently in, and we'll immediately move past it. I probably explained that not great, but we have a new method from the Unity game engine called instantiate. I remember it as instant I8 as 3 separate words. So instant I8. You know? That's how I remember it in my brain. So this is a method from the Unity game engine, meaning we can just do the brackets and put in our body prefab variable into that. And now if we run that, we're not currently doing anything with it besides instantiating it. But you should see the clones here if you run this. So the Unity editor does... Oh, did yours not work? The Unity editor does show you stuff which is happening at runtime. What was your error? Meaning when you clone or when you instantiate an object, it will actually show up in the editor.
It basically says I wrote this wrong, I think.
Maybe. Oh yeah, you did instant. It's instant.
Could you perhaps show
Yes.
it?
Yeah,
I can't write.
here you go.
It's really bad at encoding.
Instant. I remember it as instant.
With a T.
Yeah, there you go. So now if you run that, that should work. Should. And you'll see in your scene all the objects that are being instantiated. So run that, let's see if it works. Yeah, you see top left, it's making clones. You know? Like in the actual list of game objects.
Hmm.
Yeah, basically it's working.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you
I
see,
didn't see it.
So that is just a live feed of where all of your game objects are. So, now we have successfully created or instantiated game objects. So, what we can do is we can say, we can set the instantiated version to be our game object, a new game object. So we can do a variable called, is this uppercase or lowercase? Uppercase. Game object, new body equals, and then the instantiated one. And that means it'll still get instantiated normally, but we're just setting a variable to be the one that we just instantiated. And then with new body, we can then change what happened to that game object. So what we're going to do is we're going to set the position to be directly where the head is. Now I want to see if you can figure out how to do that. Because we have done it a little bit, but it might be too complicated, but I want to see you try. So, you remember
I need to...
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. We're trying to put the position of the new body where the head currently is, because directly after this is when the head moves.
I remember scouting like saying that it should go to a certain coordinate.
Do you remember how to access that?
No, I don't remember anymore.
Okay. One very useful trick is to use your encode as reference. I've been doing it just for this. So I've been going between, like, I made all the code before, and I've been like tapping between them to see what I did and do it properly. So somewhere in your code you are setting the position. I need to find that bit of code. You got this. You got this.
I think here somewhere.
So that is your code to set the move direction. You're comparing the horizontal and vertical inputs to set a move direction, but that move direction isn't actually changing the position. You are just setting a variable to use later on in the code. That's setting a vector 3, not setting the position. Keep on looking.
Isn't this all like saying the direction? Like this says the time and this the direction.
That whole middle section, yes. But you are setting the position in there somewhere, otherwise it wouldn't be moving.
The orange one?
The orange?
Or...
No, that's your input.get axis. That's where you're getting inputs from.
Oh no.
You got this.
Here? Like down there?
Yes, that is it. So.
Finally.
yeah, you're running out of code to not be it, but you got there in the end.
Yeah.
So, how is that changing the position?
It basically says the position is like together with the direction with the time. So in a certain time it moves somewhere and it saves, perhaps.
Yeah, you're getting there. We don't care too much about the time at this moment. We are just looking for the changing the position. I think you're getting there. So if you want to set the position of the new body game object to be the current position of the head, how would we do that?
I would think like transform position, that thingy.
Yeah.
Like snakehead or something.
So if you wrote a position.snakehead, then that would be saying that the snakehead is a property of position, which it is not. I'm pretty sure position only has XYZ as properties. Maybe it has like Euler, stuff like that. I don't know. But yeah, the transform is a property of the game object. And if it's not referring to anything, like if it's not set as a property of anything else, then it is the property of the game object which the script is attached to. So just transform.position by itself is the current position of the head, and then to refer to a game object you do GameObject.transform.position, because the transform is a property of the game object.
Alright.
So how are you going to move the body to the position of the head?
If I'm allowed to guess, I would write like basically copy this, but like remove game object, so it like chooses the body instead of the head.
You can give it a go. I don't think it's quite right, but you're making progress.
I'm sure it's wrong, but well. Should I like put it in body code?
Yes.
Yeah.
So one way to comment stuff out is to do / and then a star, and to end it you do star and then another / so, and everything between those two are commented. So,
So like this.
you need a / at the end of the final star.
Oops.
Yeah, that's good.
I would guess this, but it could be wrong. I'm sure it's wrong.
Yeah, you're not quite right here. The issue you have is it is a snakehead instantiating the body. You can change the position in the body code, but it's probably easier to do it in the head, because you see you got the new body variable that only gets assigned when you do the instantiation, and you can't have objects getting deleted being the ones doing the instantiating, because they're just gonna get deleted. So this isn't quite right. I can see the thought process, and there is a version where you can do some of that, but it's not the one we're going for. Okay, let me give you a little bit more help. So going back to where we were before, the things you need are, so the position of the new body is new body dot transform dot position, because this is taking our game object we are accessing the transform property, and we are then getting the position property from that transform. The other one we need is the transform dot position, which is the position of the head, because if you don't specify what game object it is, it automatically decides to be the current, like the game object which the script is attached to. You could do like head dot transform dot position, but then you'd have to set the head variable. So unless we're going through the trouble of setting a new variable just for the head, we can just literally use transform.position there. And since these are both vector 3s, then a vector 3 can be set to a vector 3. Because, vector 3. Yeah, so you can set vector 3s like this, and then this vector 3 would become that one. So that's the position of the new body, and that's the position of the head, and that's how you set them. So, back to you. Let's see if we can figure it out.
So instead of new body, transform position, or
Instead of we'll go back to where we were before. So putting the commented stuff back, you can just do Control Z. So I see where you're going with this, but it's not quite gonna work. But you are allowed to guess if you like. I'd rather see you do things wrong than not do things. I can also just put the stuff in your chat. I mean, you can probably get this. You know what you're doing, roughly.
right now I'm really confused.
Okay.
So
We're just undoing the stuff you just did. Because you're in the body code, which again can do stuff, but not how we're gonna do it. Because it can only do half of what we need to do. So we're undoing the commented stuff and we're going back to
Dr. Daytonft said hi Cheddar.
if that makes sense. This might be too much for the morning. For morning dinner.
I think
Yeah.
my brain is not working.
Okay.
420 Mr. Cheddar said hey.
So, so the commented section in the body code, we're just going to remove that. You know Control Z, right?
Yeah. Control Z.
Yeah, very useful for coding. But you need to get the code back to the position it was in before, so. And you can also just remove the code and back manually. But like everything within the commented section needs to go back to where it was before.
Like this.
Yeah, that would work. And back to Snakehead. Okay, that's still good actually. You don't need to undo that. Okay. So again, you have the transform of, or the position of the new body is newbody.transform.position, because this is our game object. We're getting the transform as a property of the game object, and then we're getting the position as a property of the transform. So I would probably just note that down. Just this section here, and then the position of the snake head is just transform.position by itself, because it assumes it's referring to itself if we don't tell it a specific game object. And we're getting position as a property of transform, and then you can literally just set one to be the other. So, can you figure it out, or are you too morning brain?
Could you perhaps like try explaining it for dumb ones?
Okay.
My brain.
It's okay. We are covering like a lot of new stuff here. I'll probably leave Raycast for tomorrow, and if we have time at the end of this, I'll just do recap stuff. So,
Okay.
we have got. So we have two objects. We have our head. Put that there, and our head has a transform dot position transform.pos, I'll call it. So that is this space right here. And we also have, what custom pins do I have? A green one. We also have our instantiated object, which will just spawn at its like starting position, which is always going to be the same. So this is the new body.pos. New body dot trans.pos. So what happens is every time this thing moves to a new position, we want to instantiate one of these, which we are already doing, and then we want to put this to be where the head was before it moved. So to do that, we take this is happening before it moves. So before this moves, this is this mark here, and so we want to set the transform position of the new body to be we'll do it equals to the transformed position of the head. So new body transformed position equals transformed position, and then the rest of the code will just run normally. So this will then move, be in a new space, and then the new body will be there. So step one would be you have the transformed position. Oh, actually, how do I have it about? So step one is just identifying what transform.pos is. So you get that, you get the... I mean, you're not really doing these as like specific steps. Like, I'm pretty sure you can do it in a single line of code. So it would be... So this new body is... new body.transform.position. So that is our green marker there. And then transform.position is the red marker, which is there. So transform.position is the red marker, the new body.transform.position is the green marker, and so we want to do green marker equals red marker, and then that will set the position of new body to be the transformed position, which is the position of the head, which, because this code here is when it moves, this transformed position is this marker and not the one on the right. So it's this marker and not this one. Does that make any sense?
Better before.
Better than before. Okay, that is progress. So again, we'll do... I'll just send you some stuff in your chat. So this is the green marker. Ignore that that's a link. And this is the red marker. And so we are literally just setting green marker to equal the red marker. Does that make sense? I'm not really sure how else to explain it.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, okay. Let's see if you can do it then.
Should I like write it here
Um,
where I am right now?
yeah.
So basically, wait.
That is looking good. That's looking very good. Yeah. Looks good.
Finally, something
you
good.
did it. You did it. You do have a new body, like just written as text, slightly above it. That's left over from when you were trying to do it before. So that will make an error by itself. But
Yeah.
yeah. But the rest all looks good to me.
Let's try it out.
Yeah, go. Yeah, that is looking good. You have made
You
a
made
body.
a snake.
Yay! You did it.
Yes.
Good job.
Finally.
Okay. What else do we want? Do a little bit clean up here. So, what else are we doing? So we are going to. Are you okay to do more? Or do you want to take a break?
I mean, we could.
It's up to you.
If we were to take a break, like, would this mean we keep going today after a while, or?
Isa, it's your choice.
Man.
I'm just aware that your brain's probably a little bit tired right now.
More like it doesn't function at all right now.
Yeah.
Not tired.
It's okay.
I would say let's stop so I can write everything down on my iPad.
Okay.
So I remember everything. And then, yeah, I'll try to make one.
Okay. Let's see what important things we have. Things to make notes on. Things to make notes So we need, you know what game objects are, you know what transforms are. Would you, like, good one would be transformed dot position. You've got probably instantiating. And I don't know what you need. Instantiating. Do you want me to like go through the key things, or should I just let you write it down?
Let's go through them again to make sure.
Okay. So, do the mass functions. Yeah. So you got mass f dot round and mass f dot absolute. What else do we have? I guess we could do delta time, but I think you already know about delta time. Although we need the time dot delta time. What's it? Time dot delta time. I see you looking at my stream. I see what you're doing.
Well,
Wow. I guess prefab would go with instantiating. No, at some point we probably ought to like get both our models on a stream together. I know it can be done, but at the moment we are just overlapping each other, which is kind of funny, but you know. Maybe we'll fix that at some point. What else do we have? Do destroy? Destroy. I think that's most things. I guess public. Public variables. How did you just move yourself over? That's pretty nice.
yeah.
Nice. Very cool. Maybe the input get access? Sure, why not? You need one of them. I'm pretty sure that's all you'd actually need to do everything done so far. I think. I'm not entirely certain. But okay, so you know transform.position.
I think. Wait.
So every game object has a transform. Any game object variable has the transform as a property, which can be accessed as game object name dot transform. That one makes sense? I guess that's the stream delay. Like,
Wait. I think, yeah, I'm getting it.
okay. We probably ought to do a little bit on properties too. Like, if we do like properties, so most things have properties which can be accessed as property. No, not property. Thing.property. You know the to access the property, you do the dot and then the actual name. Like, you know what a property is?
Isn't it a thing, like an object? Ask.
Kind of. It's, I don't know really. It's just like any data or information which is stored within something else. So the API is quite useful for this, because this is just a list of like every property of a certain thing. So time has all the properties listed. The only one we really needed is delta time, and the rest, like, I guess like time would be useful. Maybe time scale, but I doubt you'd affect that. You do frame count for the amount of frames which have passed. Okay, hold on. Donut. So there is a method. Oh no, there's a class called time, and it has the property of frame count. How would I access the frame count from the time class?
I think time dot just the name, like count, frame counts.
Yes, that is correct. So that can be
Good.
like, that logic works on basically anything. Like, if it has a property, that's how you access it. Like, all of Unity is literally just that. So that's how you do properties. You know what a prefab is?
I remember you talking about it, but not anymore.
Say what you think it is. Like, try and describe it.
Got no clue.
Okay, so so often you need many copies of an object, or just some of an object in general. And to do this, you can save a game object as a prefab. And to save it as a prefab, you grab it from your list of stuff and you literally just drag it into your assets folder at the bottom. It takes a second to load, apparently. Not sure what I even changed. Come on. 24 seconds that took. So if I wanted to turn the head game object into a prefab, I literally just grab it and I put it into here. And that is now a prefab.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and to instantiate a prefab, you have to set a game object as a variable. I mean, you don't technically have to, but I'd be very surprised if you did it without doing that. So, you set the game object as a variable, and then you do use the method instantiate. So you would do instantiate prefab name, like that. I guess prefab variable name. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, how do I turn a game object into a prefab?
We did it, I remember. Oh my god.
You got this.
Can I look at the code again, or should I only from memory?
This is turning it into a prefab, so you don't actually need code for this. Like that.
It wasn't it that I just drop it in or something?
Yes, but use more words.
You like click on the head, and then you find a thingy on the side. I forgot what it was called. Like the snake head script, I think.
Yeah.
And then you body prefab and just drop it in.
Yes, but we are. This is how to make the prefab. That is how to assign the prefab to the game object variable. So that one. But and that is correct for how to assign it here. Maybe I just used the wrong words when I was asking. But like, how would I make a prefab from this game object? I got the head game object, and I want that as a prefab down in my assets. You got this. I believe in the net.
My brain. I feel the things turning.
I think you need more sleep.
No sleep can fix my brain.
It does help though. Okay, Danette, where are the prefabs stored?
Assets?
Yes, and assets are all down here. Where are the game objects stored?
In
Hierarchy. Hierarchy. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a weird word. How would I turn one of the game objects from the hierarchy into a prefab in the assets?
You take it and put it in assets?
Yeah, it's literally just drag and drop. That is now a prefab.
You were asking me that?
Yeah, I was trying to make it easy for you.
I was overthinking everything.
yeah, I know. So that's how you make that. And then to assign that prefab to this game object, how would I do that? So we've got the variable in here, it's public. How do I assign the prefab to be that game object? That game object variable, I should say. You got this.
Wait, re-ask me the question.
So we have a variable here, a public game object called body prefab. How would I assign the prefab from the assets folder to be that game object variable? This is the one you did before, and you're overthinking the last one.
Oh, so you just click the head?
Yep.
And then take the body and drop it in?
Yes. Simple.
Ah.
Yes. Okay, how would I... Oh. Oops, I need to unpack that. Prefab. Unpack. Right, how would I then make a copy of that prefab? It's done in the code.
Mm. Can I look at the code?
Yep. We are doing it down here.
I think the game object new body instant body prefab.
Yes, it is.
Oh.
To instantiate it, you technically only need the instantiate body prefab. But because we also want to do stuff after we instantiate it, which you pretty much always want to do, is we are then setting it to be the new body variable, which is a game object. Okay, so that's making sense, I think. Maybe. So that's the instantiate prefab variable name. And to assign to the game object, you do that bit at the start. You understand that? And it's kind of weird having both of these in the same line, but like once you get used to it, it does make sense.
I'll practice.
Okay. Maybe we can do one where it's like just you trying to code something, and then I'm I'll only like intervene if it's if you're having issues. Okay. What else do we want? We'll probably go back over that again after. So we have the MassF class, which is part of the Unity engine. MassF, we can probably get that up in the API. So Unity API MassF scripting API. So these are all of the properties and methods of mass.f. In fact, I probably ought to get you to read some of this. There's like a decent amount of stuff here. I don't even know which one I'd use though. Okay. Interesting challenge for you, which might be complicated. This is also not too loud. I'm gonna hide my desktop so I can actually see what this is without you saying. Let's have a look at this. Okay, so Danette, I want you to go to the Unity scripting AI and find MassF. In fact, okay, my OBS back up. So,
Here.
part, so we want to take two numbers and we want to find what the highest or maximum one of those are. So I want you to learn from the API, which I sent you a link, but I want you to figure out how to get to the API by yourself. It is literally just looking it up on Google.
Without looking up?
No, with looking up. So there is a
Uh.
message which you don't know, and I want you to find it. It is part of the MassF class within the Unity scripting API. Oh, okay. That's a little bit sneaky, but sure. He's sneaky. He's sneaky. Okay. You can just type it like into Google and then it will usually redirect you straight to the page you want. So we want to find the maximum value out of two values. And one of these methods will do it. I want you to figure out which. It might take a minute to read through them, but API stuff is good to know. Because this took me like years to actually understand what all this meant. It's a lot more simple than you'd expect.
So I'm searching to find like the highest number.
Yeah. You have two numbers and you have to find the highest one. Which, like, is an entirely unnecessary method because you do just have the greater than or less than sign. But there is a message for it in here, and I want you to find it. Oh, why does that even exist? So that you just... Oh, I guess it's like... It would shorten the amount of code you need if you're... Like, if you're just in greater than, then you'd use an if variable A is greater than variable B, do something, or else do something else, but we don't care. So this would probably make things a little bit faster, or more compact, I should say. There you go with this. You can usually just read the name of the message. That's faster than reading the whole description. It's
Okay.
usually fairly well labelled. I mean, some of them are genuinely terrible, but most of them are pretty good. Yeah? It looks like you found it.
I'm trying to understand what it's telling me.
Okay.
I think it's max.
Yep. You can just click on the name and it will give you more information on it. That is the one you were looking for. So, we will have two variables, variable A and variable B. How would I figure out which one is the higher value out of the two?
I think you just like write this and put in the A and B what you need here.
Yes. If you're putting this into code you already have, you don't need the whole thing. You only need the massf.max and then the two variables. But yeah, that is how you would do that. I mean, I probably would just write the code myself rather than using method, but yeah, that is the part that you want. I'm thinking with stream delay, but that is how to use the API to find a method. It's a surprisingly useful skill. Anyway, so that is how to read that. What else do we have? So massf contains round and absolute, which is what we were using in our code. Round just rounds to the nearest whole number. Absolute makes it positive if it was negative, and it doesn't affect the positives. You know delta time, like, okay, actually we did definitely do time of delta time. You understand delta time, right? And how to access it.
Yeah.
Good. Do you understand destroy? There's a message
Yeah, I do.
the attention. Okay, so if I had a game object called piss, how would I destroy that?
I would like write destroy in the brackets game object piss.
Not game object, no.
Then just piss.
Yes, there you go. What else do we have? Public variables. How would I make a variable public? If I have integer a, how would I make that a public variable?
I think you write at the beginning of it public variable, so it becomes public.
Not writing public variable. Closer.
Then public. Only.
Yes, there you go. That's how to make it public, and what does that mean?
It says that like other codes and stuff, I think, like everything can access that code.
Correct.
Only that piece though. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And how is and what is private? What is a private variable?
Private is basically, from what you said, the default, so nothing can, like, other than the code itself, can look at its own code.
Correct. I'm pretty sure it's only the default within Unity. Most other coding stuff will need you to specify private, but that is correct. And what is protected?
I don't know that one.
Okay, protected is basically just private, but even more private. Because there are technically ways to get around the private thing. In fact, there's ways to get around protected too, but it's more difficult. Yeah, so we got that. Right. Is the Unity API input? Okay, so I did send you the API. It might take a while to get through it though. That's a lot of things. No, no, I'll send it to you. So that is the API for the input. How would I get the input? Like, you do access, which is like WASD, arrow keys, or joystick. How would I get an access from the input class? And it is a method.
What?
Okay, so I mean that's probably quite a bit. Input is a class. I said a lot of words, so I'll just go through it because you've already done it before. Input is a class which has the API, and one thing we have used is getAccess. So the input has a whole load of properties, but we actually don't care about the properties. We only want a method for getAccess. So, and we also have the getAccess method here. There's a couple different ones you can do. The default ones, I believe, are horizontal and vertical. Those are the two we've been using. So, how would I get? I mean, it's a big word. How would I get the horizontal axis input?
Wait. No, that's wrong.
You have a very weird way of searching for stuff. I suppose it works.
What was it again?
Input is the class. Yeah. There you go. So how would I get the horizontal axis from this class? Most of the information on this page you don't actually need. So learning what to skip over is pretty useful. You know what you're looking for?
Kinda.
Okay.
I'm guessing it's get access, then like, I don't know. I'll just say it. I'll just write it.
Okay.
You just write this then. Like this, I think.
Vertical. Yeah. Reminder that you can click into the method listed in the API to get more information. Yeah. So how would I do the whole get access then?
This, yeah.
Yep. So you could literally just copy paste that into your code and it would work. A lot of coding is just copy pasting other stuff, which sounds bad,
Yeah.
but it's surprisingly useful. Okay, so that is the input axis. And what is the input axis? Like, what does it do?
Did you ask me something?
Yeah, so, what does
Oh,
the...
sorry.
It's okay. What does the get axis actually do?
It like, I think it just says like, this, whatever you want, that it's supposed to be vertical. Like the, coordinate wise or something.
Kind of? The word's used a little bit weird. This is a good point to remind that the API does have a big description at the top, which you usually skip over. But if you're not sure what a method does, but you feel like it is relevant, then I would read through the description of the API. Which, I mean, is written kind of complicated, but
Yeah.
you got this. You got this.
So it's like, for controller or whatever you use, it just says, you say like if you press this, then you go like run right and stuff.
Yeah, I believe so. It's a little bit hard to communicate, but you're probably getting it. So like the horizontal axis, which is one of the default ones, does the joystick left and right, or does A and D for WASD, or left to right arrow for arrow keys. But I think you probably understand it. It's just complicated language on it. Alright, so
I hope.
yeah, I'm sure you probably do. Right, what else do we have? That's the end of my list. So, we'll get
By
back
the
in
way,
yeah.
I need to like leave at 12, sadly.
Okay, like 8 minutes time.
But we still have like, yeah, we have still time, but just
Yeah.
around that time I should stop.
Okay, I mean we're basically done at this point. If you want to leave now, you can, or we can go through the notes a second time.
I don't know if my brain can take
Okay,
it going the second time.
okay.
It
We'll
felt
leave
like
it
a
there.
miracle doing it the first time.
Yeah, the more times you do it, the easier it's going to get, but it is a lot of work for the brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I can feel my brain juice flowing out.
Okay. And what else are we doing on this for next time? We've done prefabbing, we've done instantiating, we've done dodge time and destroying. So tomorrow we can also take a break and do art instead, if you would prefer. But next time we're working on this, we are going to work on collision, which is going to use raycasts, which are complicated and difficult to work with. So we're probably going to do the entirety of the next time we work on this just trying to teach raycasts, because they are a pain in the ass. They always seem to be
Oh,
different
no.
for like every application. That's the next one is going to be difficult, so we're going to do that just on raycasts, which in turn need collision. Which we're not actually using collision, but we are putting colliders on so we can detect the colliders. Which again,
Yeah.
we'll go over that next time. So that will just be that. And then the only thing left for us to do at that point is to make food. Food is basically going to be the same as the rest. It is going to be more raycast stuff, because the first bit of raycasting we're going to do is just detecting if there's anything in front of us, which isn't too hard. And then, because we're going to have both food and walls being detected, we then need to differentiate whether we are detecting a wall or a food, which is where it's going to get complicated. I can give you like a little sneak peek. See what I did last time in my testing. So, if you check my stream, this is the raycasting I did last time. We're not going to go straight to this, we're going to do a couple on the way. And then that's going to save the information, and then we have to compare what that information is to determine what we're actually finding. Which is going to be complicated, and is going to confuse you very much. But
I'm
after
sure
that,
it will.
we should be fine. And then, like, after that, it's literally just making the body grow longer based on the food, which is really easy. And then, if you want to, we can do a win screen or a lose screen, and then any like small tweaks and bug fixing that we want to do. Which, at that point, we're like basically done. That's all the coding. It's just a little bit of graphics if you want them. So, at that point, we then should have a functional snake game, which is pretty good, you know? I would have taught you snake. We'd also need a random for moving the food, because when we spawn the food in, actually no, we don't even need to spawn in, just move it. But when we get the food in, we have to put it into a random position. And we have to make sure that that position isn't where a wall or body or snake head is. So we need to do another raycast for that, which, again, it's going to be a bit of a pain. But, I mean, once you've done raycast, that's like basically it. Like, walls is just raycasting and
Wow.
colliders, which are very, very easy in this. Food is just more raycasting. Oh. Why has my stream just gone down? I just saw my stream
No,
go
it's
down
still
on
up.
your stream. Okay. Good. But yeah, we do raycasting, we do colliders, we do random number generation, growing the body, and we are done. Like, that is, like, the only complicated part out of any of that is the raycast. And then I guess once we're done with it, I might make you run through it a second time and do it without my help. I can still like step in, just so I can like make sure you actually know the stuff we're working with. But that might be it, because it might take a long time.
I'm sure it will.
Yeah. But we're decent way in. You are doing the learning. Why are my eyes like so
I am.
close in the model? Nice. And then once we're done with Snake, you have to go back to teaching the art. Yeah, your brain will actually get to rest for a
But
while.
we could also like ask in the Discord, like what they want.
Yeah, we could.
If they, yeah, we could. I mean, they are watching it.
True. Yeah, I like doing the art for the code transaction. And there's like lots of
Yeah,
stuff
it's
we can
nice.
teach each other. You know, like this is educational. I learn art, you learn code. It's like, you know, we have fun. We do a stream and we learn stuff. You know.
The only difference is that my brain dies while you can just cry about drawing bad.
True. Yeah, coding is a very exact
Yeah.
science. So there's like a couple different methods to do each thing, but you have to actually get it right. And if you don't get it right, then nothing works at all. Like
True.
it's not uncommon to work for like hours and hours to get like 10 lines of code kind of thing. So, you know,
I mean, I
code-
would know. I coded once a game that would be easy. It took me a month, and in the end, I didn't even manage to do it. I went to my sibling for help, and then they coded it, did the game from zero, and I was like, okay, like teach me now, and they were like, I don't know how to teach that. Man.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. You need to go. It's 12.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sedge.
Sedge. Was fun though. No
Yeah.
one's streaming to raid into, and I assume there's no one in chat waiting for a raid.
Wait, I want to raid though.
Do you want to raid?
I could raid you, or we could like raid someone else.
Sure, I mean, we'll be raiding into offline chat. We could raid Big Midas. Or Tree.
Midas.
Hmm.
True, we could tree. He despawned for a long time now.
True, he's been on Discord a couple times, but yeah. Okay, let's raid Tree.
No stream.
No stream. Raid Ray is a tree. Okay, I'm sending my viewers to choose offline chat. It appears to be a singular viewer. And OBS does say 2, but maybe one just didn't. Oh no, it's back down to 1. So maybe they
I need to figure out how to write his name.
It's 2 eyes. Okay.
420 Mr. Cheddar said Pogus.
Yeah, I got Cheddars in mine. Cheddars, you're raiding the tree for me. Big moment. Oh, my voice
Big
just died.
moment. True.
Big moment. I've been talking a lot. Okay. I think it's okay now. Alright. Nice streaming with you, Danette.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah,
I'm finally learning.
true, we like learning. The morning show is now an educational show. We learn both art and code. It's like, that's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Huge. Anyway, my stream's about
420
to end.
Mr. Cheddar said
So-
balls.
Goodbye, Mr. Cheddar, and goodbye, Donette.
420 Mr. Cheddar said Matilda.
Tilda.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Okay. My chat's gone. I'd read.